quiet and slow, with flowers and color and faith as we go. Every small page is a prayer we've begun. Hands full of paper, hearts full of love.
Hello, I'm Regina, the Bible Art Lady, and today I'm going to show you what I did to my junk journals. I began by printing a center envelope and matching scrapbook paper for each junk journal on cardstock. I also printed the scrapbook paper on the back of the envelopes. Be sure to check the video description for the download link to these items. And please note that I printed off 2 copies of the scrapbook paper, but you will only need 1. I'm not sure why I thought I needed 2, but here we are. You will only need 1 copy. You can keep all your junk journals loose if you want, or you can bind them into 1 or more books. Mine ended up being 3 volumes with 4 signatures each, and I counted each junk journal as a signature. This binding is an easy method and does not require stitching. And when I started binding, I began with December and worked backwards, leaving us with January through April to bind today. You will need some cardboard. You could use an old cereal box or whatever you have on hand, and then cut it into 3 sections, 2 for the front and back cover and 1 for the spine. Measure your junk journal covers and make the cardboard slightly larger. Mine is about 1/8 an inch all around larger than the junk journals. And my spine is 2 inches wide. Then measure where you will punch holes for the signatures on the spine. You will need 3 rows with 4 holes, 1 hole per signature.
We are bound in the Word, in the quiet and slow, with flowers and color and faith as we go. Every small page is a prayer we've begun. Hands full of paper, hearts full of love.
And you don't have to have one of these to punch holes. If you don't have a hole guide, then you can be adventurous and throw caution to the wind by punching them like I'm doing here. Or you can be safe and have a cutting mat available so you don't poke yourself. And since the brads I'm using are a bit wide, I'm going to make my holes larger. Now I'm ready to add my cover to the cardboard pieces. I printed the scrapbook paper on sticker paper, but you can use glue to attach it. I lay my pieces onto the sticky side, leaving 1/8 of an inch between them.
Paper like petals spread out on the table, soft little fragments, simple and faithful. Every small piece piece has a story to tell. Petals and promises inked where we dwell. A single word whispered, drawn from the pages, carried through seasons, through all of our stages. Pressed into pockets, stitched into time. Grace in the making, line after line. We gather the broken, the gentle, the warm, and place them together where beauty is born. We are bound in the word, in the quiet and slow, with flowers and color and faith as we go. Every small page is a prayer we've begun. Hands full of paper, hearts full of love. Bound in the word, every daughter and son, finding new beauty in what God has done. Definitions and echoes, Hebrew and Greek, ancient words speaking into our weeks. Fast like a flower inside of a book, hope in the details if we only look. Rise through the board, steady and smooth. Simple beginnings, made sacred and new. Not meant for perfect, just what it hands. Learning to listen where beauty stands. No rush in the making, no fear in the start. Just gathering wonder and opening hearts. We are bound in the word, in the quiet and snow.
And the paper I'm using is not as wide as it needs to be, so I don't have much of an edge to work with. So what I did was I cut an inch wide scrapbook paper and added it to the inside cover. And this covers the white and the cardboard underneath. Once the cover is on the cardboard, I punch through the holes again. And I made a template to punch holes in the signatures so they all align and fit inside the cover. Each signature includes an outer scrapbook page cut to the size of the junk journal. And then there's the junk journal and a center envelope. And I already prepped the envelope by adding the fasteners and the thread before this video. This will make the whole binding process go a little more smoothly. And I I first remove the staple and then use a couple binder clips to hold the pages together. And be sure that the white side of the scrapbook paper is on the outside of the signature. You will want the pretty side on the inside. And then I use my template to punch holes through the entire signature. And I have two sets of brads, and I'm running out of them, so I'm just picking them randomly from each of the sets. My original plan was to use only the gemstones, but I don't have enough to fill all the holes in each volume. All right, now comes the hard part, lining up the holes. Hold the cover and the signature as I thread the brad through the holes. And once it's through, I bend the prongs on the brad. And then I just repeat this for the next 3 brads the same way.
Flowers in color and a faith as we go. Every small page is a prayer we've begun. Heads full of paper, hearts full of love. Bound in the word, every daughter and son, finding new beauty in what God has done. From January's first bloom to December's last light, every small journal a walk with Christ. Kettles and promises, days tucked away. He meets us in making. He meets us each night. We are bound in the word, gently held, in watercolor mercies and stories retell. Every new beginner, every new start, stitching His word into paper and love. Found here under your pages, our flowers, your days. Right worship be hidden in ordinary ways. We are bound in the Word. We are bound in His grace.
And once the brads are in place, I hide them by gluing the center envelope closed. The last page, which is a scrapbook paper, will be glued to the inside cover once I have all the signatures in place. The scrapbook paper on the front of the signature will be glued to the back of the next signature. But for now, I just continue with the next signature, which is March, and then I add it the same way that I did April. And I just repeat these steps until all the signatures are in place. Now that all the junk journal signatures are attached to the cover, I can glue the front and back scrapbook papers to the cover. And I'm using Mod Podge. It makes the book more sturdy, but you can use any adhesive that you have on hand. And then next I go through and I glue the scrapbook pages for each signature together. This will also make the book more sturdy. And you don't have to glue them together. You can leave them as extra pages in your book. And on the pages that are not exactly the same size, cover the edges with some washi tape, but you could also trim them. I added some rose gold corner protectors to the cover, and they not only protect the book from wear and tear, but they are also quite lovely.
We are bound in the word, in the quiet and slow, with flowers and color and faith as we go. Every small page is a prayer we've begun, hands full of paper, hearts full of love.
And now they're ready to decorate the covers. And you can paint or use scrapbook paper, washi tape, anything you want to decorate the covers. And once you have finished, don't forget that you can return to these books. Remind yourself of your time with God. And I'll be spending the next few months adding to the pages, tucking prayers and reflections inside the envelopes, highlighting important moments, decorating the scrapbook paper, and just basking in the time spent with God. So don't think of this as an end. And this is Regina Hornbeard, the Bible Art Lady. Until next time, God bless.